As we get older, our bodies change in ways we might not always expect. Little things we used to take for granted don't feel quite the same anymore. And when it comes to intimacy and personal health, especially after 60, there are some habits that might be silently affecting your circulation, energy, and even your connection with your partner. Now, this isn't something we talk about every day, but it's important. Because the truth is, certain mistakes, even in private moments like masturbation, can actually weaken circulation and intimacy over time. And if you've been feeling like things just aren't working the way they used to, it might not just be getting older. It could be small, easily fixable things you're doing without even realizing it. That's why today, we're going to talk about 4 common mistakes that could be quietly impacting your health and intimacy after 60. These are things a urologist would want you to know, simple adjustments that can make a big difference in how you feel. So let's start with the first one, holding your breath. Now, this might sound surprising, but a lot of people do it without thinking. When you hold your breath during sexual activity, whether with a partner or alone, you're actually restricting oxygen flow, which can put unnecessary strain on your heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can weaken circulation, making it harder to maintain healthy blood flow where it matters most. Instead, try to breathe deeply and steadily. It keeps your body relaxed, improves oxygen circulation, and helps everything function the way it should. Now, the second mistake is rushing through it. Life moves fast, but this is one area where slowing down really pays off. As we age, our bodies need more time to respond to stimulation. If you're used to quick, intense sessions, you might actually be training your body to rely on that rushed pace, which can make it harder to enjoy intimacy with a partner. Instead, take your time. Gentle, mindful stimulation not only feels better but also encourages healthier blood flow and helps maintain sensitivity. Think of it like savoring a good meal instead of gulping it down. Your body will thank you. And that brings us to the third mistake, using too much pressure. It's easy to think that more pressure means more sensation, but after 60, the skin and nerves down there can become more delicate. Too much friction can actually reduce sensitivity over time and even cause minor damage to blood vessels. A lighter touch is often more effective. Focus on slow, rhythmic movements rather than force. Your circulation will stay strong, and you'll preserve that all-important sensitivity for years to come. Now, these first 3 adjustments, breathing deeply, slowing down, and easing up on pressure, are simple changes, but they can make a world of difference. And in just a moment, we'll talk about the 4th mistake, which might be the most surprising of all. Now, let's talk about that 4th mistake, and this one might catch you off guard. It's ignoring pelvic floor health. You've probably heard about pelvic floor exercises, or Kegels, but did you know they play a huge role in circulation and intimacy as we age? A weak pelvic floor can lead to poor blood flow, reduced sensation, and even issues with bladder control, none of which are doing you any favors. Think of your pelvic floor like a hammock supporting everything down there. When it's strong, it helps maintain healthy circulation and keeps things functioning smoothly. But if it's weak, well, things don't work as well as they should. The good news? Strengthening it is easier than you think. Simple exercises, like squeezing and holding those muscles for a few seconds, then releasing, can make a big difference. Try doing this a few times a day, whether you're sitting in your favorite chair or standing in line at the grocery store. Over time, you'll notice better control, stronger blood flow, and even more satisfying intimacy. Now, let's move on to another key factor, hydration. You might be wondering, what does drinking water have to do with this? Well, more than you'd think. When you're dehydrated, your blood gets thicker, making it harder for circulation to do its job, especially in those sensitive areas. And if you've ever felt like things just aren't responding the way they used to, dehydration could be part of the problem. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. If plain water feels boring, try adding a slice of lemon or cucumber for a little flavor. Herbal teas count too. Just avoid too much caffeine or alcohol, since those can actually dehydrate you further. When your body is well hydrated, your blood flows more easily, and that means better circulation where it matters most. And finally, let's talk about stress and relaxation. Life after 60 can come with its fair share of worries, health, family, finances, but chronic stress is a silent killer when it comes to intimacy and circulation. Stress hormones like cortisol tighten blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow freely. Plus, when you're stressed, it's tough to get in the right headspace for intimacy, whether with a partner or yourself. So, what can you do? Find small ways to unwind every day. Maybe it's a short walk outside, deep breathing for 5 minutes, or even listening to your favorite music. The key is giving your body and mind a chance to relax. When you do, you'll notice better circulation, more energy, and a greater sense of connection, both with yourself and your partner. Now, these changes might seem small, but together, they add up to a big difference in how you feel. And in the next part, we'll wrap things up with a few more key adjustments, plus how to put all of this into practice in a way that feels natural and enjoyable for you. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about fixing problems, it's about feeling your best, no matter your age. You know, one of the most beautiful things about getting older is the wisdom that comes with it, understanding what truly matters and learning how to care for ourselves in ways we might not have considered before. And when it comes to intimacy and circulation after 60, the final piece of the puzzle is all about listening to your body. This brings us to our last mistake, ignoring discomfort or pain. Now, I know it's tempting to brush off little aches or changes, especially when they happen gradually. Maybe you've noticed things don't feel quite the same as they used to, or perhaps there's a bit of discomfort you've learned to live with. But here's the thing, your body is talking to you, and it's important to listen. Pain or persistent discomfort during solo or partnered intimacy isn't something you just have to accept. It could be a sign of reduced circulation, hormonal changes, or even an underlying condition that's treatable. So, what's the solution? First, pay attention. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Second, consider using a little extra lubrication. This can make a world of difference as natural moisture levels change with age. And third, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. A urologist or healthcare provider can help identify any issues and offer solutions, whether it's adjusting medications, recommending pelvic floor therapy, or suggesting other simple fixes. Remember, seeking help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a smart, proactive step toward feeling your best. Now, let's tie all of this together. We've talked about breathing deeply instead of holding your breath, slowing down instead of rushing, using gentle pressure instead of too much force, strengthening your pelvic floor, staying hydrated, managing stress, and, most importantly, listening to your body. These aren't drastic changes, but together, they can help maintain healthy circulation, preserve sensitivity, and keep intimacy enjoyable for years to come. The key takeaway? Small adjustments lead to big rewards. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Just start with 1 or 2 of these tips and see how they feel. Maybe today you focus on drinking more water, and tomorrow you try a few pelvic floor exercises. Over time, these habits will become second nature, and you'll likely notice a difference in how you feel, both physically and emotionally. So, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips before? Did you notice a change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else who's on the same journey. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more honest, practical advice on thriving after 60. Because here's the truth, age is just a number, but how you feel is what really matters. And with a little attention and care, you can keep enjoying a vibrant, fulfilling life, intimacy included, for many years to come. Here's to your health, happiness, and living your best life at every stage.